Today is Friday, Parashat Shelach Lecha, and we're learning the Mussar from Chok L'Yisrael. כשתשאל על אדם אשר תרצה להתחבר עמו, when you inquire about someone that you want to come close to become friends with him, to associate with him, שאל מי רעהו, to check into who that person is, ask who are his friends. כי האדם עושה כמעשה רעהו, because typically a person does according to the actions of his friends. So you want a reference on someone, you want to connect with him, check who are his friends and you'll know what type of person he is. על כן, that's why, כשתהיה בתוך עם, תתראה על הטוב. When you're amongst people, befriend the good ones, the good people. ואל תתראה לרע, and don't befriend somebody who's bad. פן תרע כמוהו, lest you be bad like him. Because you might learn from the bad actions of the bad person. So be friends with the good ones. So we know peer pressure, not just for teenagers, even for adults. It's important to befriend the right type of people. And if you want to know what person he is, check who are his friends. וכך אמרו, אם דרך ישלח נסתרה, and this is what our sages said. If the way of a person is hidden from you, you don't know exactly about this person, habet ur'eh, pay attention and see עם מי עושה חברה, who is he friends with. כי כל עורב למינו קרב וטמא טמא יקרא. Because we learned this also from a certain bird that we were not sure if it's kosher or not. And when we saw it with the crow, with the raven, and the same way that one is not kosher, also the one that was with him was not kosher. So this is a parable to explain that you see who the person is friends with, and that will tell you what type of person he is. כשתדבר בלילה, when you speak at night, השפל קולך, lower your voice. וכשתדבר ביום, and when you speak during the day, הבט סביבותיך, look around. ויזהר בדבריך מן הכותל שאחריך. And be careful of what you say, even from a wall behind you. In other words, you may think that what you're saying is not being heard, but if it's something that you don't want to be heard, you don't want to be repeated, be very careful what you say. There are certain things that you want to say discreetly. Don't think that people are not listening. And many times if you say something, it will be repeated. And pay attention, whether it's at night, to lower your voice, and during the day, figuratively speaking, pay attention even to the wall behind you. If there is something that you don't want to be heard, then be very careful, because things will be heard and will be repeated and said again and again. And many times I've seen where people will tell someone, this is a secret, don't tell anyone. Sure enough, many times you'll be repeated and said for another person. I'll say, don't repeat it. So anyway, if you don't want something to be said and repeated, don't say it, and be careful when you say something, because it may be heard and repeated. כי ימות אדם בכישלון לשונו ואל ימות בכישלון רגליו. Because a person can even die by failing in what he says. He could say something that could be very hurtful, that could be repeated. He could say something that he didn't mean to be interpreted in a certain way, so you have to be very careful and to measure and weigh your words. Because a person can fail big time because of failing with his tongue or with his mouth. He says a person fails with his, if he stumbles with his feet, he can get up and walk or walk afterwards, but if he stumbles with his mouth, it's much more difficult to correct, because once the word is out, it's hard to take it back. If a person stumbles, he can continue walking, but when the word comes out that he didn't want to have said, it's very hard to take it back. כשתתיירא מן החרטה, if you're afraid from regretting, אמור לאו קודם הן. Say no before yes. In other words, don't say yes and then regret and don't come through. If you're going to be maybe saying no, don't say yes. It's better to say no before you say yes than have to regret and change your mind. כי לאו אחריהן מגונהו. Because when you say no after you already said yes, מגונהו, it's not good. It doesn't look good, it's not appreciated. It's better to refuse before rather than to say yes and afterwards refuse. וכאשר תאמר הן, when you say yes, when you commit yourself, קיים. סבול וקיים מה שאמרת, fulfill what you committed to do. Very important to be a man of your word, to say, when you say something, to fulfill what you committed to. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen, and Shabbat Shalom.